Unit 9. Celebrities. Lesson A. I'm used to working with stars. Listening. 1.
I'm 23 years old, and I grew up with Harry Potter. I read every book in the series. The last one was so sad for me because, I knew it was the end of the whole story. J.K. Rowling is a very talented writer, but what I think is so cool is her imagination. All these stories and characters came out of one person's brain. Isn't that the best? So here's what I want to show you, her autograph. Here it is. I got it when I went all the way to New York City to see her at a book signing. I waited in line for 3 hours, but it was definitely worth it.
2.
Okay, I'm here to prove to everyone that I am the world's biggest Beyoncé fan. Look right here, up on the wall in my bedroom. See all these? My entire wall from floor to ceiling is covered with Beyoncé photos. Now, maybe you think that I'm crazy about her because she's so talented and fashionable. Well, duh, of course. But what's really cool about her is that she's so versatile. She can do anything. Sing, dance, act, or model.
3.
I am a huge Angelina Jolie fan. If you look here, you can see that I've got a DVD of every movie she ever did. See? Right there on the shelf with my framed photo of her and her family. I'll tell you why I'm such a fan. Sure, she's beautiful, but what I admire is how she uses her fame to draw attention to important global issues. With all her money, she could be shopping all day, but no. She chooses to work with refugees. I think that's great.
4.
Lots of people in the computer world don't like Bill Gates. Other people think he's a hero because he's a great businessman and one of the richest people in the world. I don't know about all that, but I tell you one thing. I sure admire his charity work. Do you have any idea how much he's giving to fight world poverty? It's like billions of dollars. Anyway, this is what I want to show you. See this magazine of Bill on stage in front of the huge crowd? Well, if you look right here, that's me in the crowd. Really, I swear, that's my little face. So, this is my pic of me and Bill Gates together.
Further listening. 1.
We're on location in America's greatest city, New York, the city that never sleeps. And with us is a man who drives celebrities for a living.
Yeah, that's right. They just hop in and I start driving. Then, while I'm driving, I say something like, "Hey, you're that guy from that movie, huh? Hey, how you doing, huh?"
Your chauffeur job must be so exciting.
Eh? Limo? What are you talking about? I've been driving a cab for 35 years now, so I'm used to talkative celebrities.
For example?
My favorite was Bobby De Niro. Real down-to-earth guy. I start talking to him, and he says, "You talking to me?" Is that great or what? Are you talking to me? Also, Bruce Willis and that blonde girl. I forget her name.
So you're saying that these celebrities are...
Just nice, regular people. Not snobby or anything. Down to earth, if you ask me.
2.
Now we're visiting Britain's most famous city, London, where famous politicians shop and dine on Oxford Street. Here's a woman who serves the rich and famous.
How do you do? That's right, we sit them, serve them, and send them out. I work mostly the lunch shifts, so they're really in and out.
It must be fun to rub elbows with politicians.
Fun? Have you lost your mind? I bring them our menu and they always try to order something that we don't have, like poached salmon fillet with sliced almonds in the white wine sauce or something like that. Then I have to explain, it's just not on the menu, sir.
Do you mean that those big shots are actually rude?
Impolite? Never. They're quite courteous, in fact. It's just that...
What? Oh, come on, you can say it.
Let's just say, dear, that working here, I'm used to small tips.
3.
Today, we're in the land of the rising sun, Tokyo, Japan, in the area of town where the famous hang out, Roppongi. I'll bet you've seen rich celebrities all over here.
Yes, that's right. I own a shop next to an outdoor cafe where TV celebrities are often seen.
Oh, that must be exciting for you.
No, not at all. I would be excited if they bought their clothes in my store. That would be very nice. What I don't like are the photographers from the weekly magazines who follow them around all the time.
The paparazzi, you mean?
Yes, yes. Even after all these years, I can't get used to aggressive paparazzi stepping on my flowers just to get a good photo of a star.
So the
TV stars are wonderful, but those photographers are inconsiderate. They never think about my beautiful flowers.
4.
And finally, back in the USA, deep in the heart of Hollywood, I'm here on the back lot of Galactic Studios with...
Richard. People think that just because I work on the set with some of the most famous directors in the world, I have a great life and a glamorous job.
And that's not true?
I promise you, I make money, but I'm treated like dirt. Richard, go do this. Ricky, baby, go pick up my laundry. Yo, Rick, wash my Mercedes. I thought slavery had been abolished.
Oh, dear.
Look, okay, whatever. I'm used to temperamental directors bossing me around. One day, when I become a star, I'll take my revenge. And then just you watch.
Okay, cut. Hey, Bud, lighten up.
Conceited, that's what they are. They think they're the greatest, most important people in the world.
Unit 9. Celebrities. Lesson B. Go on. I'm listening. Extended listening.
World famous, infamous, if you will, notorious socialite Penny Rich.
Hi, Harry. Glad to see you. Say hi to Princess, my cute little baby.
Hi, doggy. Penny, let's start with the real you, the woman behind all the photos in the magazines. Tell us about you.
Harry, I live a very exciting life, as you'd expect. Partying in a New York nightclub, dinner in Rome, shopping with friends in Beverly Hills. There just aren't enough hours in the day to be me. I am proud to be the poster girl for conspicuous consumerism. But there are times when I wish people would just leave me alone.
For instance?
Well, one thing that frustrates me is when I'm sitting outside an exclusive cafe and a fan wants to say hello or wants my autograph. Yes, it might look like I'm not busy when I'm alone staring off into space, but I'm thinking about important things.
Like what?
Like about, I don't know, stuff.
I see. What else frustrates you?
When there aren't enough salespeople to wait on me when I go shopping, I want to try on 60 pairs of shoes in one afternoon, and I am ever so annoyed if they don't have enough staff.
Penny, is shopping one of your hobbies?
Oh, yes, number one. It's right up there with clubbing and traveling.
Let's talk about your social life. Are you seeing anyone right now?
There are a few special men in my life, Harry.
Tell us more.
Well, everyone knows that I'm sometimes seen around with that handsome Walter Whitebread, whose father is quite wealthy. But it's not just wealthy men who interest me, Harry. There's also Mikhail, who doesn't want me to say his last name. He's very shy. He's a model, a real hunk. There's also a professor from the university named Dr. Hubble. I love to hear him talk about quantum physics and unified theories and stuff. Anyway, all the men in my life are different people. You just love them, baby.
Now, Penny, are you ready to talk about the bad time you had a few months ago?
Oh, you mean going to jail? It was terrible, Harry. I had several experiences I will never forget.
I'm listening.
Well, for one, they make you wear this very ugly jumpsuit. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to get lipstick to match that shade of orange?
Go on.
I was stunned to learn that cell phones are not allowed in prison. Oh, how I hated being robbed of my dignity.
Can we get a tissue for Miss Rich?
And the worst part of that 3-week ordeal was that... No, I can't talk about it.
Be strong, Penny.
Harry, I could take the cold showers and the bad food, but to go for 3 weeks without a manicure was just too much for me.
Did it make you a better woman?
Oh, yes, Harry. And now I'm ready to move on with my life. I have a few upcoming projects I'm really looking forward to.
Go ahead.
2 things, really. Princess and I are going to appear in a commercial promoting my new perfume that comes in a bottle shaped like a diamond. It's called Excessive. And I'll also be starring in a new reality TV show with my friend Ricky.
What's it called?
The Selfish Life.
Ladies and gentlemen, on our show tonight, Penny Rich. As always, a pleasure to have you on the show.
Mwah! How about a little kiss for Princess?
I don't think so.
Listening Advantage, Student Book 3, Classroom Audio, by Tom Kenny and Tamami Wada. Copyright 2009, published by Heinle, a part of Cengage Learning. All rights reserved. CD 3. Unit 10, Health and Body. Lesson A. I recommend plenty of rest. Listening. 1.
Hi, Dr. Sharma. This is Sean from London. You asked about our predictions for the future of the human body, and I'm calling with mine. I think that in the next 100 years, we're going to see a breakthrough in microchips that can be put in the human body. I think that microchips will store information that can work with our brains to improve human memory. Instead of memorizing so many facts, wouldn't it be great if we could just access information from a chip inside us?
2.
Hi, Dr. S. Love your show. I'm Shelley from Georgia. I predict that we'll see improvements in beauty treatments. Cosmetic surgery is expensive and in high demand. In an aging society, I just know the technology will be here to make surgery unnecessary. Soon, pharmacies will have cheap over-the-counter products that will replace surgery. For example, instead of going to the hospital to remove wrinkles, we'll probably see more home kits for laser self-treatment. That's what I think.
3.
My name is Thierry. Okay, here is my future prediction. Life expectancy has doubled in the last 100 years, and I think it's going to double again. I am not talking about living forever, of course, just longer. Through cloning of human cells, we will be able to make new body parts in laboratories. These can replace old body parts, maybe like the heart and liver. So, what I am saying is that fighting aging will be the #1 priority of doctors and researchers in the years to come.
4.
Hi, Dr. Sharma. It's Kathleen from Down Under. I know some people think that medical issues like aging and beauty will be the focus of the future, but I think we'll be more practical and use medical improvements to cure major diseases like HIV, cancer and influenza. New medicines to fight disease, whether we make them in the laboratory or find them in the plants of the Amazon rainforest. That will be our greatest medical achievement of the future.
Further listening. 1.
Okay there, son. What seems to be the problem?
Well, Doc, I'm tired all the time. Sometimes it's hard for me to breathe. I walk up the stairs and I'm out of breath. And sometimes I get chest pains after I eat a big meal.
I'm not surprised. You're 50 pounds overweight. Your cholesterol level is 330. Jimmy Joe, you're a good candidate for a heart attack.
I don't understand it. I cut back to 3 pizzas a week.
I recommend that you don't eat pizza at all. No fast food for you at all, son, and I mean it. Eat a light dinner.
No more pizza? But
And you should not eat any food at all 2 hours before bedtime.
Does that mean no more midnight snacks?
Yes, it does. And I also recommend that you start exercising 3 days a week, all right? Any questions?
Don't you have some kind of medication you can give me to lower my cholesterol?
There are a few, but let's see what a healthy diet and exercise can do for you before we consider any medical treatment, okay?
Well, okay. You're the doc, Doc.
2.
I'm sorry to trouble you, Doctor. It's just that I've been feeling so tired these days.
Are you getting enough sleep?
Yeah, 6 to 7 hours every night. But it's not a deep sleep, you know? And when I wake up, I have pain in my muscles and my joints. I also get headaches very easily.
It sounds like you have a lot of stress. Are you working very hard?
No, I don't think it's that. I guess I'm worried about some personal matters. In fact, I think about my problems all the time.
I think that stress is best controlled by taking care of your body. You should drink lots of water for headaches and sometimes go get a good massage.
Ooh, I like that.
And I recommend some sleeping medication. Let's see how that works.
Thanks very much, Dr. Shibata.
You're welcome. Why don't you come back in 2 weeks and we'll talk about this again?
3.
Okay, let's see. Say ah. Oh my, a very red throat down there. How long has it been hurting, you say?
About 3 days. I feel like I'm gonna die. What is it? Just a cold?
Well, judging by your cough, it sounds like a cold, but you said you've had a fever too, right?
I've had a fever since last night, but this cough has been nonstop for days. But it's just a cold, right?
I'm afraid not. The fever tells me you've got some kind of infection that your body's fighting. I don't know if it's viral or bacterial, but it looks like the flu. I advise you to stay in bed for the next 2 days.
2 days?
And you should drink lots of fluids and take one of these tablets each day. They're strong antibiotics for the throat infection you've got there.
Give it to me straight, Doctor. Am I gonna die?
Well, yes, but not this week. Go home and get in bed, okay?
4.
Oh, my arm hurts big time. I put ice on it, heat on it, nothing helps.
How did you hurt it?
I fell off my bicycle and banged it up.
Oh.
Look how red and swollen it is.
I'll bet it's broken. I'm going to send you for an x-ray.
Will I need an operation? How can it be broken? I can still move it around.
That doesn't mean anything. But don't worry, you don't need an operation. I recommend you just keep your arm in a sling for a few weeks to hold it in place and let it heal by itself.
What am I going to do about the pain? Isn't there something I can take?
Yeah, I'll give you a few days' worth of mild pain pills. You shouldn't take any more than 1 per day.
Unit 10. Health and Body. Lesson B. Anyway, now I feel great. Extended listening.
Hi, this is Sally Summers. You might remember me from those funny TV shows and that movie I did a long time ago. Well, today I'm not here to make you laugh wildly. I'm here to tell you about a revolutionary new product that will change your body, your image of yourself, and perhaps even your whole outlook on life. Over the next few minutes, you'll learn about the body enhancement miracle that's sweeping the globe, the SomaTube.
Crawl inside the SomaTube and let SomaTube do its job for you. Lose weight, tone muscles, moisten skin, tan body, smooth wrinkles, remove body hair, charge your cell phone, and more.
I could stand here for hours and tell you about the wonders of SomaTube, but I want you to hear for yourself what people all around the world are saying about this great product.
Hi, this is Thad from the U.S. I live a busy life, just like you. I just never had time to work on how I look. But looks do matter, don't they? So, when I heard about SomaTube, I was skeptical. A machine you put your body in that improves your looks while you sleep? Come on. Well, I'll tell you, just 2 weeks of using it changed my mind. My muscles got bigger, and I got stronger. Anyway, thanks to SomaTube, women see me for the handsome hunk that I really am. I have a date with a different woman every night.
My name is Apollonia, and I too doubted the effectiveness of SomaTube. A machine that makes you more beautiful while you sleep is the stuff of, how do you say it? Science fiction, isn't it? That's how I thought until I experienced the wonders of SomaTube for myself. Before I used SomaTube, my hair was, I'm embarrassed to say, was getting thin on top. In just about a month, it's made my long blonde hair grow, and it gave me a deep, rich tan, so it looks like I've been vacationing on the French Riviera. In other words, thanks to SomaTube, I look exactly as beautiful as I truly am, and I get invited to all kinds of parties with the rich and famous.
My name is Rahul, and I must say, I never doubted for a minute the power of SomaTube. I saw it advertised on American TV, so I was completely convinced that it could never be fraudulent. I used the SomaTube for one thing only, to lose weight. I was a hefty 120 kilos just 6 months ago. But today, because of SomaTube's advanced sweating setting, I'm a slim and healthy 72 kilos. At any rate, now that I am thin, I was able to get a better job. It must be the SomaTube, because I learned on TV that only skinny people can be successful.
And finally, Debbie from the UK.
I ordered it as soon as I saw it on the television and put it together as soon as it got here. And let me tell you, SomaTube has changed my life. I haven't the faintest clue how it works, but my skin is so smooth I don't need to get injections. And it happened in only 5 nights. Anyway, people tell me how great I look, and I'm delighted when people ask me to show my ID card.
Truly a wonder, listening to those happy, happy users of the world's greatest product. Coming up next, a peek at the instructional video on how to assemble your SomaTube upon delivery, and information about our extended 15-year payment plan. Get your credit cards ready.
SomaTube, void where prohibited. Use only as directed. Actual product might not work.
Unit 11. News. Lesson A. I predict the news will be more high-tech. Listening. 1.
The International Union of Worried Scientists announced today, after a complete study of the Earth's environment with the latest technology, that global warming is indeed a reality. The union, which is made up of 600 scientists from 100 countries, stated that there's a 90% certainty that global warming is caused by human beings. This report is quite significant, according to union leader Joe Talbot, who admitted that it's hard enough to get 3 scientists to agree on anything, let alone 600 of them.
2.
Bloom Industries yesterday was taken over by Anacott Steel, which has had a strong effect on the stock market. The stock is up 10 1/4 and at the final bell closed at 112.73. Gordon Stone, CEO of Anacott, held a press conference to announce that Bloom would not be closed, but instead, all employees would have their salaries raised and would be given 2 weeks of vacation per year. A Wall Street News editorial scolded Stone, calling him too nice to all his workers.
3.
Today marks day 3 of this year's Global G5 Summit, taking place in Geneva, where world leaders are meeting to discuss trade problems, poverty, and other issues. Yesterday was a useful day of negotiations, according to spokesperson Dora Novak, who revealed that the world leaders there agreed to allow all Latin American countries to keep their markets closed to free trade if they wanted to.
4.
Chinese film star Li Ling Chan, now world famous after the release of her international movie blockbuster Dragon Tiger, is in the news yet again with wedding bells in the air. Chan's manager announced in a press release today that the Asian star will marry Brazilian soccer star Ronaldo Barbosa in a private ceremony in Hawaii later this month. Chan's last movie earned an impressive $152 million worldwide.
Further listening. 1.
Hi, this is Tom with Mega Big Media. We're conducting a national survey about news, and I'd like to ask you a few questions. It'll only take a minute, really.
Yeah, okay. Shoot.
What kind of news do you follow most often?
Definitely not international stuff. I just don't understand what's happening out there. I'm interested mostly in sports and the weather.
And how do you get your news?
TV is number 1 for me. I sometimes hear it on the radio, but it's hard to catch. I almost never read the newspaper at all. TV, you can see it, so you can remember it.
Last question. Do you have any predictions for the future of news?
Yeah, I think about this a lot. I believe that within my lifetime, we'll be able to get the TV news on our glasses. I mean, special glasses you can put on and watch anywhere, and the picture is as big as a movie theater screen.
2.
What kind of news are you the most interested in?
Well, I work for the government, so I'm interested in regional and local news the most. But I also try to keep up with national social issues. I sure don't want to be dumb in this information age.
To get the news, do you watch mostly TV?
I do watch TV news. I think everyone does. But I read newspapers the most. TV can never explain a story as well as print media does, and I need detailed information for my news.
I see. Anything else?
Some people use the internet, but I just don't trust the information that's on there. Who knows what's true, right?
Do you have any predictions for the future of news?
Yes, sadly. I predict we'll be seeing a lot more entertainment content passing as news, and much less coverage of important issues and international reporting.
3.
Well, I'm interested in technology news, a little. And sometimes I check out entertainment stuff. That's fun. But I'm really into business news. I play the stock market, so I'm always checking the latest reports from Wall Street.
How do you access the news?
Internet, mostly. TV is pretty good, but online news is the fastest way to get the most up-to-date financial info.
Do you read the newspaper?
Ha! That's yesterday's news. Literally. I haven't picked up a newspaper in ages.
Do you have any predictions for the future of news or news sources?
I'll bet that in the future, all news will be digital. All newspapers and magazines ultimately will be on the internet, and everyone will have access to it. Print media is dead.
4.
What kind of news do you follow?
Well, like everyone else, I get basic news and disaster info from TV or the newspaper. But I'm interested mostly in politics and international issues, environment, war, global issues, and so on.
And you get that from TV mostly?
No, I don't rely on TV for important news. I go deep for that news with books. I always say, if you want to understand the news, you have to read books, not newspapers.
Anything else?
After books, news online. There is a lot of very good independent reporting on the internet, some of it done by investigative reporters, and some by regular people.
Any predictions for the future of news?
I think that we are going to see more control of news by big corporations and the government. So I expect more censorship of important news stories.
Unit 11. News. Lesson B. Junk food news and citizen journalism. Extended listening.
Before we can talk about the future of news, we have to talk about where news is today. Media Change Podcast welcomes Professor Chinsky.
Thanks. I'd like to make 4 points about the news today and a quick comment or example for each. 1, most of us get the news from TV, which is actually a poor way to get important news because TV is best at entertaining us with pictures, not explaining important things to us. 2, a lot of what we think of as news today isn't really news. It's what's known as junk food news. It's gossip or entertainment news instead of important news about politics, the economy, or the world. Junk food news is more attractive than real news, and it sells better for the company that makes the news. News companies are out to make profit. George Clooney's romantic life is not news, it's potato chips. Real news is healthy food, like vegetables. 3, news reports tend not to criticize the government for fear they'll look unpatriotic to citizens. Rather, they often report what the government wants them to report. I mean, if news reporters challenge the government, they risk losing valuable connections with government people. And finally, news media are increasingly owned by large corporations that own many businesses in a variety of industries, which can result in censorship of certain news stories.
Like that company a few years ago that owned a factory that was polluting the river.
Mm-hmm.
That company owned a TV network that didn't report that news.
That's one good example. The point is that when corporations control media, we all get a very unbalanced view of the world.
So you're saying that most news media is controlled by big corporations, and that's bad because we can't get real news?
Absolutely. But there is an alternative to corporate-controlled media, community-based nonprofit reporting through the internet. It's already started around the world. It's known as independent media or citizen journalism. There are some good websites available in many languages that do this kind of thing already. Here's how it works. First, Citizens take photos of the pollution in the river or post video of the police using excessive force against citizens. Then they write a news story about what actually happened there, what the company did wrong, or what the police did, or, they include additional information that they have. Next, they post it on the internet to an independent media website for the whole world to see. And finally, when people read it, they'll want to comment on it, on a blog or something, give their opinion and so on.
But citizens aren't professional reporters. How can they be trusted?
Well, what makes the professionals so trusted? Anyone can do it. Everyone can be a reporter. This kind of citizen journalism cannot be censored by the government or a corporation.
That's the kind of reporting that society needs most. Reports about problems in society. Investigative reports about powerful government and business doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine the impact of citizen journalism. How active people will become when they're participating in the reporting of news in their community rather than just passively watching the news.
How much more they'll care about the world.
Look, the purpose of news is not to make money or to control public opinion the way, corporations have been doing. The purpose of news is to give people the information they need to make decisions in our society. Independent media, run by citizens for citizens, not for profit, and published on the internet, could
be the future of news.
I hope so, yeah.
All right, Professor, let's just recap. Independent media is good because it's not censored by corporations or the government.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't try to make money.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't report junk food news, only news about important issues in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone can report news stories.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone can access them.
Right. With citizen journalism, we can improve the news by taking it out of the hands of big corporations and putting it into the hands of, the little people, the average citizens.
Thank you very much for a wonderful, interesting...
Unit 12. Travel. Lesson A. We're terribly sorry about that problem. Listening. 1.
The first time I went to a tropical island was to go diving. It's so much fun, checking out the coral reefs and the dolphins. But since I've done that already in Hawaii, I want to do something a bit different next time. I heard the South Pacific is just gorgeous, so I was thinking about some island down there. Maybe taking it easy, just relaxing on the beach somewhere really exotic like Fiji. I mean, it's not much of a challenge, I know, but it's what I want to do.
2.
Singapore, Hong Kong, Singapore, Hong Kong. It's so hard to make a choice between the two. I can speak English in both places, I know, so that's a big plus. This vacation, I want something really different. I live near a beach, so who cares about going swimming? And I don't want to get fat, so I won't be exploring the local food. What I really need is to get some big bargains. I'm really tired of paying high prices, and I hear Hong Kong has the best discounts, so it looks like that's my choice.
3.
Everyone tells me that London is a great place to go because at least I won't need language practice. It's true. There are so many exciting things to see there, right? The palace and the churches. Paris, on the other hand, has the museums that I've dreamed of seeing all my life, and quite a few very famous landmarks. I'm going with my friends, and I think they'd prefer to go there over anywhere else. Besides, it's always raining in London. It's spring in Paris, and they say it's the best time to visit.
4.
I've been all over Europe and Asia sightseeing, buying souvenirs, as a typical tourist. This time, I want to go somewhere I've never been, like Latin America or maybe Africa. And instead of being a busy tourist, I'm going to do some volunteer work. My friend did it before, and they built a school in rural Honduras. So I'm going to Africa, to Kenya. I've never done this kind of thing before, but I've signed up to help the local hospital as a health assistant. I'll let you know how it goes.
Further listening. 1.
Excuse me. Hi. There must be some mistake. We got our tickets at the ticket counter, but when we looked at our boarding passes, we found that we're not seated together. I'm in 38G, and my wife is in 44A.
Yes, sir, I know, and I'm terribly sorry about that. You see, we're completely full in economy. I'm afraid there's nothing we can do about it.
But please, we just have to sit together. Couldn't I use my mileage points or something?
You know, let me just check the computer. Hey, it's your lucky day. We do have 2 together in business class with a really delicious dinner tonight.
I really appreciate that. My wife will be real happy to have that extra legroom, I'm sure.
2.
Next, please. Yes, may I help you?
Yeah, I was in here a few minutes ago. I signed my contract and took my keys, but when I got out to the parking lot, space 7G, it was a red model, not the white compact that I asked for.
That's very odd. Can I see your contract? It seems that the color isn't specified, and our computer shows that the red compact is the only one left. I'd like to apologize for that. The best I can do is offer you a small daily discount to make up for this problem.
Look, I gotta tell you, it's not the first time I've had problems with your company. I want the car that I asked for.
Once again, all I can do is apologize for the inconvenience.
3.
Excuse me, I'm looking for the... Are you the manager?
Yes, I am. What can I do for you?
I bought this yesterday, but I didn't look at the receipt until today. And I'm shocked that I didn't get the discount that you were advertising. I thought that this item would be 25% off.
May I take a look? It says it was checked out on Register 4. That's Heather. She's new on staff, so she probably didn't know about the bargain sale. I'm very sorry that you had this trouble. I'll fix the problem right away and get you some cash.
Thanks very much. I'll just be waiting over there. Don't you just love this color?
4.
Ah, Ms. Baldwin. You're a gold guest member. You're staying in 1223 again?
Yes, thanks. It's a beautiful big suite, as always.
The deluxe suite is nice. I'll make sure you get a complimentary breakfast. We always appreciate your staying with us.
The only thing is that it's a bit noisy with all that construction outside. I just checked in yesterday, and I'm going to be here the rest of the week. I was wondering if you could move me to another suite.
Yes, I know. That construction is a bit annoying, isn't it? However, it will be finished the day after tomorrow. As for other rooms, we are almost fully booked. I deeply apologize, but the only thing I can do is put you in a smaller, less expensive room on the other side of the building.
That's all you've got, huh? Well, then it's not worth changing rooms. Thanks anyway.
Unit 12. Travel. Lesson B. Very light jet? That sounds amazing. Extended listening. Part 1.
And later we'll hear some projections for this year's earnings. And so without any further ado, please welcome the President and CEO of Nelson Aviation, Bonalyn Nelson.
Ah, here she comes.
Ooh, she looks cool as always.
Thank you, Trey, for your report. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our annual meeting. We're excited to introduce the product our designers have spent 3 years working on. The very newest in very light jets, or VLJs, the new Mercury 700. While the industry continues to make jumbo jets, we plan to make small VLJs so people can rent a whole plane. With the Mercury 700, Nelson Aviation plans to become the #1 VLJ provider for air taxi flyers. Today, I'll be talking about two things. First, details about the new Mercury 700. Second, all about how this aircraft will change the future of commercial air travel. The impact of the Mercury 700.
Can't wait to hear this.
Me neither.
Looks great.
Okay, first, details. The specific information on the Mercury 700. This year, we'll produce 100 units at a cost of $1.2 million each. That's over half the price of the least expensive VLJ on the market. The Merc 700 will fly at a speed of 500 miles per hour. That means it can fly at nearly twice the speed of average planes. 40,000 feet is its maximum altitude, and it can fly 1,500 miles before stopping to refuel.
Most impressive.
I really want to fly on one.
One of the great engineering features of the Merc 700 is its compact size and light weight. These small jets weigh about as much as the average highway minivan, and the two jet engines are small enough to fit inside the back of a minivan. This makes the Mercury 700 easy to land and store, even at small airports. And its cool exterior makes it look super high-tech.
That sounds so efficient.
Say, our company is really taking off.
Ooh, shh, I want to hear more.
Finally, the key for air taxi companies who'll use the Mercury 700 is how cheap it is to operate. The combination of small size, light construction, and high speed means that our new VLJ will cost less than $1 per mile to operate.
That sounds cost effective.
It sure does. That'll give us the lowest operating cost on the market.